This is exactly the break we've been waiting for, as we have a massive report to give you guys that has made one of the NBA's most elite three-point shooters available now on the free agency market. In today's video, we're going to talk about who this player is, how he became available, and what the Los Angeles Lakers can do in order to land him here in LA. And welcome to Lakers Digest. My name is Hunter Pitcoff, and we cover everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers. It might be the offseason, but it is no days off here. We're giving you guys daily Lakers coverage. If you want to be a part of this channel, especially before the season starts, we're just a couple of months away from that, guys, believe it or not. Hit that subscribe button, because almost 70% of you guys watching our content, or you're already watching the videos, are not subscribed. If you are one of those people, hit that subscribe button now. You don't want to be late on this bandwagon, because I promise you guys, we had a massive year for the channel last season, and now with Luka Doncic locked up long-term, we got LeBron here. Guys, it is going to be a fun season for the Lakers here, so you definitely don't want to miss out. And I don't want to keep you guys waiting too much longer, because this is going to be a fun, interesting video here, talking about a free man walking. Somebody now who this offseason was supposed to be a huge target for not a lot of teams out there, even potentially the Lakers. He was not able to, though, due to some legal issues, but we have an update here from Shams Charania this Friday morning. This is what he had to say in regards to Malik Beasley, saying that he's no longer a target of a federal gambling investigation conducted by the Eastern District of New York. His attorneys have said, they've told ESPN, that they are potentially reopening free agency for one of the NBA's top shooters. Those attorneys also said that they have had extensive conversations and meetings with the Eastern District of New York and received determination on Beasley not being considered the target after allegations regarding gambling on NBA games and prop bets during the 2023-2024 season. Guys, obviously this has been reported before, but now we have some more clarity. Also in this article, saying that months after this investigation commenced, Malik Beasley remains uncharged and is not the target of this investigation. An allegation with no charge, indictment, or conviction should never have the catastrophic consequences this has caused Malik. This has literally been the opposite of the presumption of innocence. Of course, this is his attorney saying this also. They also reached out to ESPN Shams. They reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York. They declined to comment on this matter so far. So, guys, just to give you some context of what that all means, Malik Beasley, of course, was named on June 29th in this potential prop bets NBA gambling investigation. Of course, we saw Jontay Porter, the brother of Michael Porter Jr. He's now serving time in jail, or I believe in prison, actually, for what he was found guilty for. But Malik Beasley, Terry Rozier, we've seen also get in some legal trouble here for the Miami Heat as well. Malik Beasley now is not being targeted anymore, and so that basically makes him a free man walking here. And to give some more context for you guys here as well, the type of player that the Lakers are, could potentially be getting here, or any team could potentially be getting for Malik Beasley, right? He had a great year with the Detroit Pistons last year. It was second in the Sixth Man of the Year race. Of course, it was an Ironman, and he made 319 threes last year, the most in a season in Pistons franchise history. And Anthony Edwards and Steph Curry were two of some of the only other guys that hit 300-plus threes this past season, right? That's a league company to be in. Also ranked second total points and total made threes off the bench, made 248 catch-and-shoot threes, most by any player in a season since that stat was tracked back in 2013 and 2014. So, yes, we do know for a fact that Malik Beasley is a sniper. This is somebody who can definitely wreck a game based on that three-point shooting. It's going to bring us to our next point, though, guys. Should we welcome a reunion, right, for Malik Beasley, right? Is this something that the Lakers should potentially consider here? We'll talk about the ramifications and how they could potentially make it happen, because it could be a little bit tricky here for the Lakers right now. So, again, this is what he did last season, 16 points per game. The three-point shooting volume was high, and the efficiency was phenomenal, 41.5% or so from three. He was also set to sign a massive contract this season as well, or an extension with the Detroit Pistons. He was on the books potentially to sign a 3-year, $42 million extension with the Detroit Pistons. And then they obviously pivoted. They went after Karis LeVert. They went after Duncan Robinson. So they got their shooting now, because they weren't really quite sure, because this news, guys, it came out pretty later on. And then also, too, this is what the NBA had to say, or the National Basketball Players Association, who represents the NBA. This is what they had to say in regards to this whole gambling incident, that they have had no evidence of more than an issue with gambling in the league other than Jonte Porter Jr., who we just talked about. And the NBA players, they compete at the highest level, the utmost integrity, concern, the prop bets, kind of just going into all this stuff. And they also said, too, if a tighter regulations can help minimize that abuse, we support taking a closer look at them. I also thought that was a pretty interesting statement as well. So basically, the National Basketball Players Association, now the NBA can still do an investigation of their own on Malik Beasley. They can hand out suspension if they want to. That is totally up to them. But what we do know, again, according to this report by Shams Charania, is that he's no longer being targeted in this investigation. So the Eastern District of New York, they are not giving him any charges as we know of right now, right? He hasn't been convicted. There's no indictments, no charges. So that pretty much means that Malik Beasley could potentially not be involved in this case at all. So obviously that opens the door for the Lakers, but it's going to open a door for a lot of teams. And right now, the Brooklyn Nets are really the only team to have a substantial amount of cap space to sign him to a 3-year, $42 million deal if that's what he's looking for. But I think if you're the Lakers or any of these other teams, you're going to have a much more discounted chance to get someone like Malik Beasley. There is one massive issue, though, that the Lakers are running into. The good news is that they do have an open roster spot still. The bad news is, because of contracts, they don't actually have enough money to sign Malik Beasley at this point, even if it's for a veteran minimum. This is what he is currently making right now. Or if you look at the Lakers' payroll here, we got LeBron, Luka, Reaves, Austin, Vanderbilt. We got a lot of guys on the books here. They would need to shed a significant amount of salary. I mean, if it's vet minimum, they're gonna have to get rid of. They have to essentially pull off some sort of trade here, and Rob Pelinka would have to get really creative with the salary cap in order to ultimately make this work. And there's also another point here too, guys, that you're probably wondering yourselves, and maybe this is the reason you don't want Malik Beasley back here in Los Angeles if you're someone who's against it. Look at his career stats, right? The guy's always been a sniper. He's shot the ball well essentially everywhere he's gone, except for the Lakers, right? It was a small sample size, only 26 games played for Malik Beasley, but this was someone who got iced out in the playoffs. Lonnie Walker ended up taking his playing time, and on top of that, too, only shot 35% from three. Now, an argument for Malik Beasley here, guys, because I know a lot of you, are diehard Laker fans. Look, I was frustrated with Malik Beasley. I was ready to send him packing out of here, too. I think he could potentially be a player that shoots well in Milwaukee and Detroit and doesn't shoot well under the bright lights of Los Angeles. But if you are to make an argument for Malik Beasley, working here in Los Angeles, this is an entirely different team the Lakers have, right? That team with Darvin Ham was toward the bottom, if not dead last, in three-point attempts and volume and shooting. This was a horrible shooting team that did not shoot a lot of threes. That does not help Malik Beasley at all. That's not a system he works in. This system that JJ Redick has, they want to shoot a ton of threes, right? They want to generate three-pointers, and then that's going to open up chances for Malik Beasley. The Lakers now have two players who are two of the best we've ever seen in the NBA at attacking the basket and creating open three-point shots. That's LeBron James and that's Luka Doncic. They now have two of those guys. So Malik Beasley would be in a much better situation. But of course, the Lakers would ultimately need to create some cap space to make this happen. They'd have to trade somebody. Could potentially be someone like Dalton Knecht because they kind of would have a pretty similar role. Malik Beasley 28, Dalton Knecht 24. Do you want to get older there? I'm not quite sure. But if the Lakers do really want to get Malik Beasley, they can make it happen, but it would need to be some creative magic by Rob Pelinka in order to make it happen. But let me know down below, guys. Would you be in favor or opposed to bringing back Malik Beasley here in Los Angeles? Me, I don't know if it necessarily moves the needle. I do think he had a bad run here in LA, but I don't know. Maybe he would be a little bit better than he was a couple of years ago here when he was repping the purple and gold. But again, guys, I'm saying for one more time, for the people in the back, if you watched all the way through this video, guys, and you are one of these 70%, 7 out of 10 of you guys watching our videos are not subscribing, come on. You're getting free around-the-clock coverage surrounding your Lakers. There's not many channels out here, not many major outlets out here that are covering this team in freaking August, but we find a way to make it happen. If you're one of those people, hit that subscribe button to keep up with everything surrounding your Los Angeles Lakers here on Lakers Digest.